Mental health support within the school, it was good to an extent. It was good sort of if you had like a random breakdown, but for those actually struggling with mental health, it wasn't that great. I came out at the age of 16, so I passed all of core PE lessons before sixth form. I did them as a girl. Even then, I was still an overly masculine girl. Everyone just thought I was a tomboy or a lesbian or something. So I didn't actually get any harassment in PE lessons because I was normally top of my PE lessons. When I went into sixth form, I did do A-level PE, and I didn't actually really have any issues there, because the changing rooms we would get changed in the referees' changing rooms, so it was like a block, and then there was some cubicles in them, and although the girls tended to go in one and the boys tended to go in the other, there was 4 boys and 3 girls, and then me, on the course. So I normally went and changed with the girls, but I would go in the cubicle and they would get changed outside. But I didn't have any really difficulties. I wasn't discriminated as such, but my PE teacher went above and beyond for me in core PE. She gave me loads of opportunities, a job at the school, and all sorts. And then when I came out, when she heard that I'd come out, she took them all away. So she would go to my friend instead of me for opportunities that normally she would go to me for. So in some cases, or in some way, yes, I was discriminated against in the sense that she no longer gave me the opportunities that she did. And even the work, I was sort of given reduced hours. And that didn't make me feel very good, really, because she was this like amazing teacher that I looked up to my whole sort of school time. And she gave me all those opportunities to better myself and to be good for the career that I wanted to go to. And then as soon as she sort of found out I was trans and questioning my gender, she didn't understand it, so she sort of just took them all away, which wasn't great. Yes and no. Like I say, she took away these opportunities, so I would teach PE and I would teach the girls' classes, year 7 to 9 PE. When she kind of decided that I wouldn't do that anymore, that made me feel a bit bad. I thought just because I'm trans doesn't mean I still can't teach girls, because I'm very much opposed to girls teaching girls and boys teaching boys and girls and boys sets. I'm quite open-minded and would quite like to have mixed. So for me, that was a bit of a shock because I didn't think she was like that either, but she took that away. So yeah, I was made to feel like I wasn't capable of teaching a girls' class because even though I'd done it for a year, but because I now said that I was a boy and I questioned my gender identity, it suddenly wasn't good enough to do it. Actually, I came out at 16 and there was a girl in the year below me who came out as a trans woman, as a trans girl. And from what it seemed like, from my point of view anyway, the school were amazing. At the time we had boys and girls uniform. She was able to wear the girls uniform. She was part of the girls' PE. To my knowledge, she had to change in a separate toilet. So she changed in like the referees' toilets instead of the girls or with the boys. But I don't think that caused any problems. I think that was for her comfort. I think that was actually something that she asked for. So in that respect, the school were actually really, really good. I didn't think that they were going to have that reaction, so I didn't come out because I didn't think I was able to. Because I didn't think that I would be have that kind of response that they all had. Freedom for school uniform, like I say, it was normally pretty good. And even throughout school, I never really conformed to the girls' school uniform. I would always sort of wear high tops and jeans and different haircuts and different hair colours, and I'd managed to sort of get my way out of getting in trouble with it. Listen, understand, knowledge. The biggest barriers I've faced since coming out, and like the university's been great, but just different other places I've been to that have sort of, when I say I'm trans or if they know I'm trans, stuff happens. It's ignorance. People not understanding what it actually means to be trans. It doesn't mean we're perverted. It doesn't mean we're unhuman. We just don't feel as content in our birth genders as a cisgender person may feel. So for me, in schools, having policies in place so that if someone comes out as trans, teachers know that they can go to a policy and they can do that instead of making you feel like you're a nuisance or like they don't know what to do with you, because quite often they'll say, I don't really know what to do, hold on and let me go see someone else, or for now go and isolate yourself and go somewhere else so I can see what I've got to do. So if schools have policies in place, getting rid of these girl-boy divides. So my school also were really good because our toilets were unisex in the sense that you walk into a block, but it was its own cubicle with its own sink. The only thing that you shared were hand dryers, which wasn't that big of a deal. And because that's how it was since year 7, no one questioned it, no one cared. You could pee wherever you wanted to pee, happy days. Classes, don't split classes, boys and girls. Seating plans, boy and girl. It's pointless when you actually think of it, and if you look into studies and theories about it, it's pointless. So, yeah, as far as what I think is important for schools to do, have policies in place, get rid of this sex segregation. It's unnecessary, especially during the time of going through puberty and people questioning their gender identity. As far as bullying and harassment go in school, just coming back to that question, I was never bullied for being trans, to an extent, because I hadn't come out at that point, but I was always sort of called names, being like a dyke, and other sort of names that I'm not going to say. For me, I could handle them. They didn't really bother me because I never identified as a lesbian, so being called one, it didn't faze me. A couple of lads would always call me Scott, because they could see that I was very boyish, and they'd call me Scott to try and annoy me, but obviously I was trans, so I am a boy, so it didn't actually ever bother me.